morning, Virgo. Happy May 2017. Hope everybody is doing fantastic. I'm going to shuffle the cards one more time. I like to add a little energy before we get started, but I always pre-shuffle. Again, my readings are generally about love and relationships, but if I find something else that needs to be brought to the forefront, I will definitely address that as well. These reads are general, so hopefully they resonate with everybody, but they may not resonate with everybody. Therefore, it's best to check your sun, moon, and rising to get any other information you can out of those signs as well. I move pretty fast, as I always say, because I have a lot to get out, and I want to make sure I don't take up too much of your time in doing so. Any comments, subscribes, likes are appreciated. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Private reading info and donation info is below. Again, I hope everybody is doing fantastic. Let's get started. For Virgo, May 2017. Okay, so we always start with where you're coming into the month. So your current state of mind or current position. And you have the Knight of Coins. Okay, Virgo, who are you hiding from? What happened? What's going on? What are you not addressing? The Knight is dutiful as ever, just like Virgo is, hardworking, focus-driven. This tells me that your head is in work, in responsibilities, which is never a bad thing, but we've been addressing the past few months, maybe adding a little more emotion or a little more romance into your life, and this tells me maybe you've decided not to do that this month, or maybe something happened. So for singles, this is definitely telling me that you have resisted the urge to take a chance on something new, or you didn't go after the person that we spoke about last month. And it was interesting because I actually had quite a few people either private message me, a few commented saying, I'm not going to run after that person again. Been there, done that. You know, I've tried, etc. But this card confirms that most of you decided not to, which is fine. But are you happy with the outcome? We'll have to see what the rest of the read tells me, but this is telling me you've reverted back to your own ways. Maybe the dating's not going so well. Maybe you're still doing some dating online or meetup groups. I'm not sure. But again, I get the feeling that you've kind of closed off and you've put that wall back up and you're not about the romance. You're kind of like, you know, you have a job, I have a job. You like to go to bed at 9. I like to go to bed at 9 instead of any of the mushy stuff. For couples, same thing. It's about responsibility. Maybe you're going back into the flow of family life, or, you know, taking care of the home instead of focusing on any of the lovey-dovey. But what's interesting for couples is I get the sense that you're both responsible, you know, focus-driven right now. And so it's not bothering either one of you, which is fine. But eventually you're going to have to touch on that emotional side. Some of you are with a similar sign. And then some of you aren't. Maybe you're with water signs or somebody who's a little more emotional, and they're seeing you head back in the same direction. You're not seeing it. So if you notice them feeling, it feels like to you, they're pushing you a little more to be romantic or whatnot. It's because I feel like a lot of you have slipped back into focus, focus, focus. You know, we're not going to get emotional. We did that for a little bit, and now we're back to work, work, work. So Virgo, I just want to know what's going on. What are you putting that wall up for again? So the next card we have is often feelings or challenges that affect your coming into the month position, which is the Knight of Coins. And you have the Three of Swords. So there it is. That didn't take too long to figure out what's going on. So the Three of Swords is internal, and this is heartbreak, despair, pain, unhappiness, and I hate to say it, but this is, logic is to blame here. This is not going after what you want. Again, I know a lot of you said you're not going to run after it, but whatever it is that you need to do it quick. Because I have a feeling you're not going to have a chance for a long, long time. So either you're already devastated, maybe you saw on Facebook they moved on, maybe you heard through the grapevine they've moved on, and you're devastated. And instead of focusing on a solution, you're focusing on the actual problem. And for some of you, you still have a chance. And that's all I'm going to say on that. If you don't take it, that's up to you. But some of you don't have a chance, and you know who you are. You definitely know now, listening to the read, which category you fall into, which is fine. Doesn't mean you had to go after that person, but you're feeling devastated about it, or you're upset, or you're sad, or you're seeing, or maybe you started dating somebody and they weren't what you thought they were. Whatever this is hurt. And for singles, you know, again, this is not going after what you wanted, or going after, you know, what you thought would be better and it didn't turn out that way. I feel like a lot of disappointment is going on right now. A lot of people kind of hurting and, you know, again, covering it up with work and focus, not letting any of the mushy stuff in. You know, I think a lot of you need to make a change. You know that. You know, the good news about this card is it's not forever. So that doesn't mean you're not going to find anybody. But right now, you are closed off and you have tucked your emotions neatly inside. For couples, this is kind of the same thing. Although I kind of get the feeling you and your partner are feeling this way, but maybe you're not discussing it. So maybe your partner really saw changes in you, or maybe you started to emotionally open up and now you've closed off a little bit again coming into this month, and they're feeling kind of hurt and wondering when this is going to pass, or if it's ever going to come back to feeling that security of your emotional side showing instead of your responsible, you know, reasonable, always logic side. That's not for everybody. I mean, a lot of couples, again, are kind of on the same path, doing the same thing, but I really feel, Virgo, that on the inside, you're aching for something. Even if you're coupled, you're aching to reach out to your partner and give them the kiss or give them the emotion that you've wanted to, and something's stopping you. So I don't know, maybe your partner came to you and said, you know, this isn't working for me, and you're devastated, you're not sure what to do. Maybe some of you did break or take a break. I don't see that as the issue here. This is more internal. You guys are feeling pain within yourself, and only you can fix it. The next card you have is your distant past. So again, this is not the past few weeks. This is the past few years. And you have the Ten of Swords. Apologize, Virgo, but your reading is not looking up so far. The Ten of Swords is suffering, death, illness, not necessarily in the physical realm, although it can be. It's tragedy. A lot of times this 10 is self-inflicted. But again, this is in your past. So I read this together for singles and couples always, because I have a feeling that whatever happened in your life, family life, something was tragic, or maybe you saw the way your mom treated your dad or your dad treated your mom, and you have brought that into every relationship, and it's kind of killed your ability to be emotional. And I just got this really strong sense that some of you had to deal with like the death of a parent or sibling, or when you were younger, and you were always the strong one, the able-bodied one, the one they could lean on. So you couldn't express those emotions. You couldn't allow those emotions to come out. And so now you're not quite sure how to do that. For one, maybe even one person out there, there's like mom or dad issues. I see like a young man whose mom always made them feel like men were pigs, or men were disgusting, or men were like rotten. And I don't know why I'm seeing that. I'm sure somebody out there knows what I mean. And so you've always felt not good enough. And so the only way you knew how to prove yourself was to work really hard, make money, be responsible. Don't let your emotions show because the way you were told by your parent was that, you know, only, you know, babies do that, or only, I don't know. Again, it could be for very few of you. And then some of you did suffer tragic loss, not in the physical sense, but a relationship. And again, I get the feeling it was you were blindsided. You had no idea what was going on. But I think it was emotional for you, which you never fully cleared those emotions out, or you never fully coped with that side of it. And so you're moving from relationship to relationship or dating to dating on what you know, which is not negative. But the past few months we've been talking about feelings, and I felt that you're very uncomfortable about it. And a lot of the cards have kind of shown it's good, but it's a little uncomfortable. And this hand is ugly and uncomfortable. So this is kind of what you've carried, and some of you have not gotten past that. So again, I don't like to harp on the past, but some of you are reliving the past over and over, and you're going to have to change that because you deserve better things. But a lot of this is all self-inflicted, and you know that. Not that you guys are, you know, always the person doing the victimizing by any means. Again, I think some of this is just the way you were brought up, or things that you went through where you always had to be strong, you couldn't let your emotions show, etc. And you've taken that with you, and it's affected your relationship. So hopefully we'll see that you're gonna get past that and move forward and go from there. So the next cup we have is always your most recent past, which is the past few weeks. And you have the Page of Cups. Okay, so the Page of Cups is actually interesting because this is like all about emotion. So who's been having some crying fits? Anybody out there been overly emotional the past few weeks? And maybe that's why you're working so hard, because you let yourself become the emotional person, or you almost have that childlike innocence, letting things go, enjoying yourself, not always planning everything, going on a whim. For singles, this tells me that some of you did, you know, do the whimsical dating, tried to date people out of your comfort zone. Maybe you did let your emotions show, and maybe some of you got hurt, or maybe some of you didn't find people who reacted well, or maybe you were uncomfortable with the feelings, and so you felt like anything you tried to do or anything you tried to emote came across as awkward. And again, I feel like a lot of you had potential and still have potential suitors that really liked you. You're just not sure what to do with them because they liked you for that childlike innocence and having fun and off the cuff type of behavior, and you're kind of like, okay, well, we did that and now it's time to get back to work. But it's not over, Virgo. Come on. Like, and somebody really likes somebody. Like, well, it's probably for quite a few of you, but a lot of you single Virgos have met somebody that really likes you. And maybe that's what's scaring you, because you're not sure how to handle it. Somebody like this isn't the person that typically likes you, and you're not sure how long you can keep it up, because you almost feel like you're faking it sometimes with the emotions, and you're not. You just haven't gotten comfortable with it as much. And I'm not trying to say Virgo's emotionally incapable, but this read is telling me that the past few reads we've done have been you getting in touch with your feelings, and this is kind of you clamming up a little bit, which is fine, because everybody has certain things they need to work on, and you're not always going to be perfect at it, so you can't beat yourself up about it. It may sound like I'm coming across harsh. I'm not trying to. That's just the cards are telling me maybe you're taking a step back a little bit, but you can always move forward again. For couples, same thing. I feel like maybe your partner has been maybe more emotional. Like I said, they're trying to get your attention more, and it's because you've closed off a little bit. Or maybe you've been trying to get their attention, and now they're reacting to you totally different. Maybe some people are in a relationship with somebody who doesn't like the emotional and is reacting negatively towards that. And you have to think about it. You know, what type of relationship do you want to be in? Hopefully you're not in a relationship with somebody who is all about your working and maybe the monetary, and not about your feelings or what you want. Some of you, I feel like, are in some self-centered relationships. But for the most part, that's not what I see. I just see you getting off track a little bit. However, it's very interesting. This card is very much about channeling your youthfulness. And you know what I'm getting a strong sense about? This is for couples and singles, is childlike memories. Some of you, maybe this death or something has an anniversary coming up. I don't know. Or maybe whatever you had to be strong for, or maybe the parent who treated you badly, or the sibling, or whoever, or whatever's going on. This to me almost feels like family for some of you. The page almost feels like something came to fruition recently. Maybe you've gotten in touch with old family, or maybe there's an anniversary of something tragic, or again, something's very weird. Like all of a sudden you guys have had a lot of memories about past family and you're remembering things. And maybe that's why you're closing up, because you're going, oh, this is why I have a hard time showing my emotion, or this is why I feel closed off, because these family memories are coming in. And for some of you, I get the feeling it's flooded in recently, and maybe nothing caused it. Maybe there's no anniversary of anything. Maybe there's no, anything that triggered it. You just all of a sudden are remembering things. Maybe you're even missing your childhood and going, I remember, hot summer nights with popsicles and riding my bike until my mom screamed, hey, it's time to come home. And you're remembering what it was like to feel that way and feel footloose and fancy free. And you want to be back there. You're just not sure how to get there. The next card you have is going to be future possibilities, and it's in time. So this is over the next few months. This isn't like the next few weeks. And you have the World. So, all right. The World is a fantastic card to get for future possibilities in time, because the World is exactly that. This is accomplishment, fulfillment. And this is fulfillment romantically, spiritually, emotionally. So, okay, singles, this is you clearing a path. There's going to be a bumpy road in this dating, and I know it's throwing some of you off, but there's going to be bumps, and you can't always fix it. That's the biggest thing, I think, that you're having a hard time with is, well, I can't fix it, or I can't find exactly what I want, or it's not working the way I want it to, and it's not going to, and there's going to be bumps, but the World is telling me that the next few months, you're going to get better and better with feeling good about yourself, letting that childlike innocence come through, and you're going to pave the path for what you want. And you're going to be kind of like, okay, who wants to come on this road trip with me? Anybody's welcome. Just take it easy on me. I'll take it easy on you. This is you accomplishing great things. And yes, work and other activities you may be, engrossed in as well. You're always going to be good at that. And you're always going to have time. And you're going to accomplish a lot. The World tells me that you're going to accomplish so many things. But one of the biggest accomplishments for singles is going to be finding out who you are, what you truly want, and going after it. The other thing this pertains to, too, is a completion. So this tells me for singles, either you're going to complete the cycle of whoever this is that you're heartbroken about, that you didn't go after, that you were stubborn about. And I'm not saying you have to go after them or that you're totally stubborn, but by the reaction I got last month, a lot of you were like, heck no, not going to happen. I get it. I know. It's humbling. And you've gone there. A lot of you have gone there several times, and you're not willing to do it, and I get it. But then you're going to have to decide to complete the cycle. The World is the end of the major arcana. The next card is a Fool, which is opening possibilities to anything you want. So, for singles with the World, if this is about somebody that you care and love about, this is telling you that this card is correct and you need to go after it. So you either need to complete the cycle and get past whatever it is that's bothering you, find a solution or make a plan or have a goal instead of focusing on the problem or the hurt or whatever. Once you can get past that, either you're going to go after it or you're not. And if you're not, which don't, if you don't want to and it doesn't feel good, but then complete that. Get rid of this, and complete your World. And start afresh. Start new. For a fresh start. Clear your path and go anywhere you want. For couples, this is similar, but this is more you're getting on the same path together. So you both were off on beaten pathways, and now you're coming together, and the World is your oyster, so to speak. This is also, this is connecting with and belonging. So you're connecting with family, you're connecting better with your spouse, you're connecting with friends, you're connecting with partners. And that can apply to singles as well. You might be connecting with family again, especially since a lot of you have been having a lot of flooding memories with your past and your family. But for couples, this is being on the same page and accomplishing things together. This also could symbolize travel. So some of you have decided, you know, we've been working so hard and so diligently, it's time to spoil ourselves. Take a trip and do something grandiose, like, you know, go somewhere you've always wanted to go and you know you can afford it, or you know you can get there. Maybe you have friends who live in an area you want to go to. Whatever the case is, you can accomplish it and get there, and it's going to be healing for your soul. It's going to be something that is just going to feel right, and it's much needed. Reward yourself. Reward each other. Reward your family. It's needed. There's some strain, and I can sense it. Reward yourself. Do something special. Even if it's take a staycation and go for 2 days somewhere in your area and explore a new town and stay up late and have ice cream and do fun stuff. Just take care of yourself and take care of your family. The next card you have is going to be your immediate future. So things that are happening throughout May. And you have the Knight of Swords. And here we are again. You've got swords and, you know, that's cutting. Sword, swords, swords. This tells me exactly that. So right now, some of you are making swift decisions, lashing out emotionally. You're being really direct. You're using logic. Some of it's ruthless logic. So for singles, you're cutting ties with anybody who doesn't seem to be on your same page. Anybody who doesn't seem to understand what you're going for. Anybody who doesn't seem to have the same plan in mind. So it's interesting because you were testing other waters, and now I get the sense some of you are online dating. You're going, nope, 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 nope. But what's interesting is I think you're going, nope, 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 because you're going, my heart is broken, so screw everybody. Unless you're freaking phenomenal and you're amazing and, you know, you're everything I think somebody should be, perfection, I'm not going to date you. And in fact, I don't think that you're doing that because you're looking for somebody who's worthy of you or anything like that. I think you're doing that because you're hurt. And so you're cutting. And I think some of you may have even reached out to your ex and maybe they hurt you and now you're hurting people around you and you're taking your hostility out on other people. Or maybe you didn't reach out to your ex, but you did see whatever on social media, or you heard something, you didn't hear it for yourself. And if you had called or whatnot, you may have. And now you're lashing out. The Knight of Swords, though, is not necessarily a bad thing. You do need to cut ties, and maybe you need to cut ties with this family stuff. Maybe you need to cut ties with whoever was keeping you down. But for singles, this is single Virgos saying, you know, I deserve somebody good, and I'm going to get what I want, and, you know, I may hurt some people in the process, but this is what I have to do. And for some of you, you do. Some of you have to cut ties, not just with a past lover, or not just with an ex, or some of you just have to cut the slate completely clean and meet a whole new group of people. And that might be exactly what some of you singles need. Get off of swipe left, swipe right. Try something different. Do meetup groups. If you are doing meetup groups and you're not doing online dating, scratch the meeting groups and do, you know, the online dating. But again, this is focusing on the problem, which you're stabbing over and over, and not the solution. So focus on what you can do to change and make things better and what you want. For couples, this is same thing. So some of you are breaking up. You're cutting ties with each other. I don't see it being long-term, but maybe that's what some of your heartbreak is. Some of you have decided to take a break, take a step back. But I also sense some of you are cutting ties that aren't working for you. Some of your relationships are bound with family or have different drama in it that pertains to family, and you don't need that crap. I get this clear picture of, you know, you and your spouse, or, you know, your partner, or whoever, you know, somebody that you've been in a committed relationship or maybe even dating seriously, and you've got all these external factors clouding up everything good in your life. Drama. I just get the sense that somebody's family is drama, or siblings, or somebody in their Facebook, and everybody's tied on this and their sides being picked, and all you and your spouse have time to talk about or think about is drama or things that you're not even in control of because it's hitting you left and right. Well, whose side are you on, or who's da-da-da? I mean, it could be anything. It could be about, you know, backstabbing, it could be about inheritance, whatever it is, something is interrupting some of your partnered relationships. And it has to do with drama and crap. And you're now going to, in the next few weeks, say, enough. We're not dealing with this. We love each other. We're focusing on each other. And this crap's just getting in the way. Maybe it's even friends. Maybe you have friends who stop by all the time, or friends who take up too much of your time, and they're just hoping that you break up because they're miserable, and misery loves company. So you've got to focus on yourself and your relationship. That's what's going to be important here for the next few weeks for couples. So the next card you have is going to be future external factors. These are things that could be tangible, affecting your single life or dating life. And you have the Nine of Wands. So for singles, the Nine of Wands is, again, stamina, logic, hard work, focus driven. You are flip-flopping back and forth between working, and then emotions here. So interesting. And you have a lot of harsh cards. Like I said, the swords, and now you're pulling wands, which are, stabbing tactics. So the Nine of Wands is actually strength. And this is you being strong, diligent, again, hitting deadlines, making your boss proud. You can't live this way forever. So you're good at it, but it's going to tax you. There's going to be a point where you're like, I can't do this. It's exhausting. It's almost more exhausting than actually letting the emotional crap in, and instead of fighting it, because eventually you're going to get tired of doing that. For singles, this also tells me that you're capable, and these are capable hands, but they're scorched right now. So again, you're feeling kind of fired up about something, and it may not have anything to do with the past relationship. It may just have to do with somebody tanned your hide, or maybe last month you thought, hey, I met this incredible person and they're amazing for me, and yet for some reason they turned and I haven't heard from them. Maybe they ghosted you, or they're doing whatever those scams are, phishing or whatever they call it. They have all these different names for how many people can treat you badly and how many people can ghost you online or whatever. So maybe you're just sick of it. Maybe you had 1 or 2 experiences. Maybe you had 20 and you're going, this is crap. I'm not interested. And that's where you're focusing on work. But it still hurts regardless, because nobody wants to think that people can be that mean or that stupid. But they are, and that happens. So I'm sorry if you had to deal with that, and maybe taking a break this month is the best thing you can do. It's going to be gorgeous weather, at least here in the U.S. for most states. So take advantage of that. But you still have to take care of you, mind, body, and soul. So don't work too hard. For couples, it's the same thing. You're focus driven, but you're also capable. This for couples is more like you have a lot going on and you have to figure out what you're going to focus on, because I feel like a lot of you are just kind of scattered. Again, it could be the drama, it could be work, but you're going to feel like you're taking care of this and then this is slipping, and you're taking care of that and then this is slipping. You're going to feel like you don't have time to take care of everything all at once. You will, you'll get there, but so what? If you can't get the dishes done tonight, so what? If you can't, get the dry cleaning over, so what? If you can't, whatever it is, you're going to have to balance. But you have to balance yourself and your emotions and your soul and everything you need on top of that. So you've got to watch out for working too hard and not allowing your creative sides to show, and not allowing yourself to go on a date together or romance each other, because it's really important. You have to still make time for that. Or else 10 years are going to pass and you're going to wonder where the romance is. And trust me, I know a Virgo who was talking about that today. So the next card you have is future internal factors. So this is how you're feeling inside. Oh, Virgo, stop feeling this way. I know it's easier said than done, but some of the best people in my life are Virgos, and the Tower is destruction. It's things burning down, it's dissolution, it's revelation, not always the way you want, it's betrayal. So this is internal. So again, I think this ties back into whoever this is that you're hiding from. You're working so hard to hide from these emotions. The Tower is telling me that, again, somebody affected you, big time last month or coming into this month, and you are betrayed. Maybe the person that you went back to or didn't go back to, it's not the resolution you want, and you're feeling betrayed, and actually you feel betrayed in yourself too. So some of you, this is self-betrayal. For singles, this is, again, you know, I think you're cutting ties with whatever you're doing, the dating scene, and you're just letting everything dissolve itself, and you're going to start over. You're going to notice that the way you've been living life is going to come crashing down around you, and you're going to be on unfamiliar ground, because maybe you were counting on that person to come back, or you were counting on getting that person back, and now you know it's over and it's ended, and this is your tower crashing and burning. It's going to leave you on uncomfortable ground, and it's going to be the best thing that ever happened to you, because it's going to force you to do something else. Whether it's an ex, whether it's you decided to stop online dating, whether you have no choice but to get emotional about things, whatever this is, it's going to be the best thing for you. So it may look bad, it may look fierce, but for singles, this is truth you've needed to admit for a long time, and it's been on your mind for a long time. So again, this actually is not a bad thing, because this is going to help you move on and find a better future. For couples, this is actually your foundation breaking. So if you did split, this is, you feel like everything's crumbling around you and you won't get it back. You will. I don't get the sense this is permanent. But this is your surroundings burning down and you building a new foundation. And for some of you, it could be that you're moving in together, building a foundation that way. You're buying a house, or maybe you're having kids and you're building that foundation. But for couples, this is also something tearing down around you. I really get the sense that some of you are going to take a direction of leaving drama, leaving emotional ties. It maybe one of you or both of you have said, enough. We can't do this. Our life is chaos and we want our life back. Maybe you had somebody move in with you. Maybe, you know, somebody passed away and now there's family drama. Whatever the case may be, for couples, it's different because it's almost like it's something you can't control. Where for singles, it's something you can control to a certain extent, but you're going to be pushed out of your control zone. For couples, it's going to be something that you're going to be able to control the fire. It's just not going to feel very good. And you too will be left on unfamiliar ground. So maybe some of you are breaking up, but for those of you that are staying together, this is you guys making changes you've needed to for a long time as well. And it's going to side swipe some of you, and you're not going to know what to do. So the next two cards are your hopes and fears and your outcome for the month of May. So your hopes and fears card is the Page of Coins, and your outcome is the Eight of Wands. Boy, Virgo, you have swords and wands like crazy in this read. So the Page of Coins is actually not bad. This is inside of you. So this is how you're going to feel towards the end of the month. So for singles, this is you planning on getting what you want, overcoming any obstacles, any problems. You're still going to hold that responsibility, but you're going to kind of figure out how to combine the two. You're, you know, a seed in a fresh plant of dirt. And so this means either you're going to become a new person and they're a new person, and together you're going to grow, or you've cut those ties, you've cut that completely out as the knife, and you're starting fresh. And this is fresh dirt, fresh everything. You're going to be able to do that. And hopefully that tower burns everything away and you're able to do whatever you wanted. Again, you're a new seed, but become a new plant. And if you do want somebody, you know, I keep harping, but figure out another way to go about this stuff instead of just focusing on, I never got this, or they didn't do this, or whatever. Focus on the good things. This is you having the ability to build up whatever you want, and you can feel it. Towards the end of May, you're going to be able to feel it. You may not feel it right now, but you will be able to feel it, and you'll start to see progression within yourself. For couples, it's the same thing. This is you planting. Again, it could be pregnancy. This is you guys building something new. The tower burned down whatever it needed to, and out of the ashes, you're coming anew. So maybe you did break up and you're coming back together. Maybe you broke up, went separate ways, and now you're coming out as your own person. You know, maybe it was an unhealthy relationship and you're starting over. But the page, the page is definitely, it's aspirations. So you guys are now going to you're going to be aspiring to get to this world. Whether you stay together or not, although majority of you are going to stay together. Again, I really feel like you're going to need to cut any crap, any drama, anything that's not good. Some of you are even like telling your spouse, get out of that job. It's not healthy for you. Don't do this anymore. So the last card you have is your outcome. And this isn't a bad outcome. The Eight of Wands isn't terrible, but this is quick action. This is force. This is movement. So for singles, you have goals in mind. You have plans in place. You're learning from experience. And if you are going after this person that you feel you're broken without, or, you know, you've decided that you are going to go after it, you'll do it quick and forceful. And I mean, you'll know within this reading, you'll already be like, yeah, I know, because I made up my mind. I'm going after him or I'm not. And you're going to cut ties and you're going to do anything you can. You're going to block their number. You're going to maybe take a day trip and get out of town. You're going to do whatever you can to beat out any obstacles around you making the best decision, whether it's staying, going, whether it's taking a break from dating or going full-fledged into dating. Sometimes they say you need to date, you know, to get over somebody. Whatever it is, you're going to end May with quickness, you know, ferocity. You're going to know that, you're going to know where you're going and you're going to make it happen. And I think singles, you're going to find that this is just the beginning. You're just building up yourself, your soul, your heart, mind. Maybe you came in working diligently and having a wall built up, but by the end of this month, you're going to feel a refreshment in yourself. For couples, it's the same thing. So for some of you that had to get away from whatever, or, you know, any drama, or for couples that maybe you felt stagnant, or maybe one of you was working hard and, you know, you needed time off or whatever it is, you guys are going to move quickly to the same goal. So maybe you were going to move in together and one of you was dragging your feet, or maybe one of you has been so focused at work, you're going to hit the pavement running, get what you need to get done, and then you're going to take a summer vacation. Or this is definitely quick action, but it's opportunity. So maybe you're committed, but you know that you love this person, and so it's time to get married, or it's time to move in. Whatever you're going to do in May, it's not going to be negative, but it's going to be definitely something you've planned, you're going to put into motion, and boom, it's there. For couples, you're going to have the drive to, like, some of you are planning big things. Some of you have planned, like, a whole home renovation, or, I don't know, it's interesting. And then, I hate to say it, but I also get the sense some of you are separating, and you know you need to separate. Maybe your spouse cheated, and you're taking swift action for divorce. Or I also get the sense for some couples that maybe there was a child. Maybe you guys, maybe the mom or dad have a child, and the ex or significant other isn't in that child's life anymore, and you're making the move to adopt them, or you're making the move to marry their parent. So it's up in the air. I feel like some of it's going to be positive and some of it's going to be negative for both couples and singles. I don't think this is, you know, there's nothing negative or gut-wrenching or heartbreaking. But man, Virgo, you've got a lot on your mind, and at the end of May, you're going to know exactly what you want. You're going to go for it, and you're going to get the world. So be happy. Maybe it's not the best read. You've had really good reads, but you've got to get out of your own way. This is like the ugliest card, or one of the ugliest cards in the deck. Luckily, it's internal, so you can choose to live that way, or you can choose to change and make things happen. So, Virgo, you're great. I hope you have a great May, and I'll see you next month.